CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this really cool, colorful turtle applique, or it can be a keychain, it can be anything you want it to be. I'm also probably going to try to do a video of turning this into a granny square, so that might be my next video. So if you are interested in that, just keep an eye out for it, okay? So these are these little turtles. I've actually done these before. It was a video many years ago, but the video quality was really poor, so I thought I would bring it back again and do a better video of it because I really enjoyed making up this pattern. Turned out really great. And yeah, and it's super easy to do. All right. So what you can do is you can put a little loop on the end where the tail is, and you could put a little keychain there. You could give these as gifts. You can make them for appliques for purses and toys, just all kinds of things. You could also do two sides of this together without the other stuff, and then you could stuff it if you wanted to. So it's just endless what you could do with these. They're great. Obviously I made these very colorful, but if you wanted them to be more turtle-alike, more realistic, you could obviously use the greens and tones that actually come with, you know, a real turtle. But I just wanted them to be nice and colorful for the video and for the things that I'm gonna make out of them. Okay, so let's get into our materials, but I do want to say first, please like, share, and subscribe. Please hit that notify bell below so that you can get notifications about my videos that are coming out. And yes, if you enjoy this video or any of my videos, please share them to a crochet group or to a friend or to Instagram. And if you make them and you post a picture, please give me a friendly little tag in that, either on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. It helps me so much and I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the materials. Okay, so for the materials for this, I used a 5mm hook, just a standard 5mm hook. I've lost my favorite hook, guys. Only those who crochet often understand what I mean, but I have a favorite 5mm hook and I can't find it. So I'm using this one for now, but any 5mm hook will do. I'm using a pair of scissors, and I'm also going to definitely need a darning needle for this. You might also need some stick pins. Just depends if you need that to hold these into place or not. But I've got, like here, I've got a small crochet darning needle, and then I've got my big large one. I honestly use this one more than any, and as you can see, I just place them in this very old stick pin cushion apple that was my great grandmother's. Okay, so yes. All right, and also, as you can see, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4 different color yarns, and also the yarn that I use for the head, the legs, and the tail. So technically that's 5 unless you incorporate this color into here. As you can see, I did that for this one, but not in all of them that I did that. So, and like I said, you don't have to change colors this many times. You can use more standard colors for a turtle. That's totally up to you. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial. So I'm going to start off with a slip knot, and I'm going to start with this white color, and I'm going to chain 4, 2, 3, and 4, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain from my hook to make a circle, and then into the circle I'm going to make 10 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I am working around my tail. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, then you can pull that tight if you want to. And then we're going to slip stitch to the first chain right there. We're going to slip stitch right there to close. What I'm going to do, instead of changing colors for this one, I'm just going to continue using the white, and this is something that you can do too. And this one, I didn't change colors. I did this and then moved on to the same color, and I thought that looked pretty good. But of course, like for this one, I did change colors, so it's totally up to you, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that's going to count as my half double crochet chain 1. Then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to put a half double crochet in that same spot, just like this. Then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, I'm going to go into my next stitch, and I'm going to put a half double crochet, a chain 1, and another half double crochet. And again, I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, go into my next stitch, and I'm going to put a half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet. And then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to chain 1, skip 1, go into my next stitch, put a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet. And again, chain 1, skip 1, go into the next stitch, put a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet. And now we're back right here where we had our chain of 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch to the second chain up on that chain of 3. So we're going to slip stitch right there. Okay, and it looks just like this. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half double crochet V stitches all the way around, okay? Now we're going to change colors, and I'm going to bring in this pretty blue color that I have. So this is a great project for your scraps as well, okay? So I'm just going to pull this right into here, just like that. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to tie a knot there, and then I'm going to work this in as I go around so I don't have a lot of loose ends. I've already worked this one in, so I'm going to cut it off. And then I can cut off my white as well. And I'm just leaving enough to work in as I go. Okay, so right here is where we just came in, where we slip stitched, but we're actually going to be working in this space right here behind us, because that's where we're going to be working in. We're going to be working in all these chain 1 spaces. So I'm actually going to work right there. So I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and in this space right here, I'm going to work 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So technically that's 6 because of our chain of 2 right there. Okay, because we have this chain of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to go into your next chain 1 space, and you're going to put 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, and I'm going to go back because I really want to work my ends in as I go, which I should have done that over there, but I'm still going to pull them around. I just wanted to show you, just lay them right on top and do the 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. then you're going to chain 1. Then you're going to go into your next chain 1 space, and I'm still working over these, and I'm going to do 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I'm going to chain 1. Still got these scraggly pieces behind there that I'm working in as I go. And then I'm going to go into my next chain 1 space, and I'm going to work 6 half double crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now what I can do, I've worked those in as far as I'm going to. You can pull a little bit if you need to, just to get them all where they need to be, because you're working around them. So I'm going to pull these ends out. Okay. And then I can cut them off because I've worked them in all the way around. Okay. And so then I've got one more chain 1 space, so I need to chain 1, go into my chain 1 space, and again work 6 half double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I'm going to chain 1 again, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the second chain up. So right here, I'm going to put a slip stitch. Just like that. And it looks just like this. And so now we're going to bring in another color. I'm going to bring in some yellow. Bring in my yellow yarn. I'm going to do just like we did before, and I'm going to tie it off in the back. And then I'll work this on along as I go. Work it in. Just like this. And now working in the back loops only, I'm going to, after we chain 3. So the first thing we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. I can tighten this up in the back. I'm going to go ahead and pull this around so I can be working over it as I go. But now working in the back loops only, I'm going to be doing a double crochet in each of these 5 stitches across. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then when I get to this chain 1 space here, we're going to put a double crochet, and then we're going to put a treble crochet, and we're going to treble below in between these 2 half double crochets right here. So going right through the middle, we're going to pull up and do a treble. Go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And in the same chain 1 space, we're going to put another double crochet. Just like that. And I'm still working in my ends as I go. And now working in the back loop, I'm going to do 6 double crochets in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then as I get to this chain 1 space, again, I'm going to work a double crochet. Then I'm going to work a treble right below in between these 2 half double crochets right here. So go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and then in that same spot, you're going to work a double crochet. So you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. You're going to be working the back loops only, and then doing the double crochet, a treble, and a double crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces. So when we get close to the end, I'll meet you back up again. Okay, so I worked my last 6 double crochets in the back loop only here, and now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my first chain of 3 there. Then I'm going to leave just enough to cut off, to work in, pull up, tie off. And now you're done with your turtle shell, okay? So now I'm going to turn it over in the back, and I'm just going to cut off this that's still there. And then of course you would work this piece in right there, okay? But I'm going to leave that on right there for right now. And now I'm going to show you how to work the legs and the head and the tail. So I'm going to use this blue aqua color here, and I'm going to show you how to make the head first. So to make the head, what you're going to do is you're going to make a magic circle. If you don't know how to do that, in the description box below, I'll put a video for a beginner crochet video, and it shows you how to do that there, okay? But I'm going to make a magic circle. And then into this magic circle, I'm going to chain 8. One, two, I'm going to single crochet 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I'm going to pull tight, and now I'm going to be working in the round, and that means that I'm not going to slip stitch to close. I'm just going to go into this first stitch here that I did, and I'm going to start doing single crochets around. Okay, so let's just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We definitely have 8. We definitely need to go into this stitch right here, and you don't need to use a stitch mark or anything, because you're simply just going to be counting to 40. So you need to do 40 single crochets all the way around. So you're just going to keep doing single crochets. So let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So as you can see, you would just keep going around until you get to a count of 40, and you can turn this inside out now, because this is the part that you want facing out, and you can start counting that way. So then just point that part out and just keep going round and round until you get a count of 40, and I'll meet you back up in just a minute. Okay, so now I did my 48 stitches, and I'm just going to go right into this next stitch, and I'm going to put a slip stitch, and then I'm going to pull out enough yarn to where I can work this in onto my turtle. So then I'm just going to tie off. I'm going to pull this tight so it, pulls in our nose there at the end. And then I'm going to just place this string that we have right here right into the middle of the turtle head, because it's going to be sewed on, and so there's no need to work it in any way. Okay, so we're just going to press that right down in there, just like that. And now I'm going to show you how to make the eyes for this. So I'm just going to take some black yarn. I'm going to put a little bit onto a darning needle, just like this. And then working through, if you want to, then this is what I'm talking about. If you want to use stick pins, you could put a stick pin here and then put another stick pin here. And that's just so you know exactly where to work. But this is not a big project, so you need to be careful not to stick yourself. But then since I've got my stick pins there, I can go right into there. So I'm working my yarn through right through the bottom of the head, right through there. And then I'm going to go over to my next space, and then I'm going to go right out into the same space that I just came out in, just like that. Okay, and then if you want to make it thicker, you can do it again just to make it stand out more. And then you can take your stick pin out, and then you can pull a little bit tighter, and then you can go right into here and go over into where your other stick pin is. And then just paying attention to where you came over on this side, and then go through once and then twice. Just like that. Pull your stick pin out. And there you've got eyes on both sides. And then all I would do would be to just go right through the same spot and out through the middle there. And then you can cut off. And that's just going to stay right inside again. And it's not going to come undone because we're going to put that. Now, if for any reason you pull too tight or something, you can always take your darning needle and just pull up on these just a little bit if you want them to stand out more. Just like that. Just don't pull too hard or they'll come undone. But there are your eyes right there. Very easy to do. And so now I'm going to show you how to do the legs. Keep in mind that you're going to need 4 of these. I'm just going to show you obviously how to do one because they're all the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you're going to single crochet all the way back down. So that would leave you with 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and then hold your work this way. Right there was your 7th, and you're going to put another single crochet into that same spot where you just did your 7th. Then you're going to turn your work the other side, and you're going to put another single crochet in that same spot. Okay, then you can pull tight because that's likely come a little bit loose. And now we're going to work across the top here doing 6 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and as you can see, I'm working across over my tail. So after I did those 6, right into this next space right here, I'm going to do a slip stitch. And then I'm going to, without chaining 1 or anything, I'm going to start working back up this way, and I'm going to do 7 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and right over at the top, 7. And then I'm going to slip stitch into my next space. And then I'm just going to tie off now because now we're all done with the leg. That's exactly how you do it. I've worked this piece on the end so I can cut that off. And then I'm just going to leave enough space to where I can work this in onto my turtle, okay? And then I can just tie off. So you'll need 4 of these. And the last thing I need to show you how to do is how to do the tail, which is super simple. All you're going to do is work a slip knot. You're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're just going to do a single crochet working all the way back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, and then you're just going to cut off, leaving enough space again to sew on to your turtle, and then you can tie off. So as you can see, these are really quick and easy to make. I am going to show you how to sew these on and how I sew them on, okay? So what I do is I'm using these as guides. So I'm going to put a leg here, and where these trebles are, and a leg there. And then here at this bottom, where this string is, I'm going to put the tail, and right across is where I'm going to put the head. Now, if it helps you at all, again, you can use stick pins for this, okay? But what I like to do is I'm going to go under my project like this, and that's where I'm going to put my head, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle here, and I'm just going to go straight up, and I'm going to put my stick pin right there, okay? And that's just to give me a guide. Then I'm going to press my turtle head right through there, and that's where I'm going to sew this on. So what I would do is I would take my darning needle, I would put my scraggly piece on, okay? And then I'm just going to sew it on using only the back pieces of the yarn here. If I use the front, it's going to come over to the top. So just make sure that you grab the back pieces only of the yarn. I hope that makes sense. But when you're doing your loops, you have back and front loops. So basically you're just going into the back of these loops here that you've created in the back so that you can't see them through the front. Okay, so I'm just going around. I'm getting both sides here. And then I'm going to go around this side just so it doesn't fly up, lays flat. And then I'll work right through to this side. And then I'll catch my yarn over here, just like this. Working through these front loops only. Okay, and so now we've attached our turtle head. I can take that off. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that cute? Okay. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you work these in, okay? Once you're done sewing these pieces on, you need to make sure you go in and out 3 times to make sure that they never come undone. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and I'm just working directly in to the middle of the turtle head here, just like that. And then you're going to take your legs and you're going to place them right where I showed you where these trebles are. So I'm going to place this right here, just like that. And again, you can use a stick pin if you need to. If you don't have any, it's okay. Then you're going to turn it over, and that's exactly where you're going to sew it at. So you would put your yarn onto your darning needle. And again, working through these back loops of your work only, you're going to go around and sew this into place. So I'm just going to go right around, just like that. And then working underneath, I would go to the other side without catching anything, so I don't work through the front of my work. Just like that. And then I'm going to work this in again. I'm going under this piece right here, so I'm going to work through about 3 times, just like that. And that's how you work on the legs. So then you would, and then you can take out your stick pin now. And so then you would put another one here, another one here, and another one here. And then the same goes with the tail. You would do it just the same, but you would put the tail right down here below, and it would stick out just like this. And then you would sew it onto the back side. Make sure you work in both of these ends. And then you'll be all finished with your turtle. And they're so cute, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again soon. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.